Hello, I'm Lynn Dimer and I've been working with the National Heart Foundation now for 16 years. Why have I stayed there so long? Because I really have a passion and I'm committed to making a difference with my people in understanding their heart health journey. We've produced a series of video clips that will help you understand about the heart and heart disease. We hope that this will help you better look after yourself, your family and your community.
Okay, so one of the risk factors that we get worried about in our community is cholesterol. Cholesterol is not as a bigger problem as in sort of Dutch people and Indian people, but in Aboriginal people, depending on what you're eating, it can be quite a problem and contributes to heart disease in quite a considerable way. So there's two ways that you get cholesterol. One is what we eat. So it comes from the animal products that we eat, and then the other way is that your body actually produces natural cholesterol from your liver. The cholesterol that we have in our body we help to use to build cells and protects the nerves and also makes some hormones. The cholesterol that your doctor does is you should have a cholesterol level done about every 6 months, and when they take a blood sample, the blood sample will split your total cholesterol level into 3 different groups. There's one called HDLs, which are the healthy ones. There's one called LDLs, which is the bad ones or the lousy ones. And then there's one called triglycerides, which is more a reflection of the sugar levels in your blood. So if you're a diabetic, quite often your triglyceride levels will be a little bit higher. So we sometimes talk about the good, the bad and the ugly of that cowboy film. If you have high LDLs, what happens is the plaques that you have, they then become quite spongy. And if you think of a sponge that you have on your sink at home, if a sponge is full of liquid and quite ready to leak, then what happens is if it does leak, it's going to cause a plaque to rupture, and as it ruptures out, that's when you have your heart attack. So what we're trying to do everybody that has a heart attack in the hospital will be put on a cholesterol tablet, and the cholesterol tablets is often maybe Lipitor or Zocor or Crestor, one of them. And one of them, it's a standard across Australia, doesn't make it, and New Zealand. So it doesn't matter whereabouts you live in Australia or New Zealand, everybody who's had a heart attack will be on one of these tablets. The idea is to try and make the plaques, which are in the yellow section there, as dried out sponges. You have 2 ways of lowering your cholesterol. One is with diet, and diet will change your cholesterol, lower your cholesterol by about 10 to 15%, whereas whereas the tablets that the doctors will put you on the heart ward or with your GP, they'll lower your cholesterol by 50 to 60%. So obviously, you know, they make the biggest difference. High cholesterol is sometimes a genetic thing that runs in families, and like we mentioned before, other cultural groups sometimes have high cholesterol. One of the other ways that you can lower your cholesterol is by losing a little bit of weight, doing some exercise, and also making the sort of healthy choices with what you're eating. So what happens with the cholesterol is that the HDLs are like little fat trucks, and we like to have at least one of them in a HDL of 1.0 or greater. And what the HDL does is it drives around your body, or this is the way I've envisioned it, is it drives around your body and picks up all your bad cholesterol, which are like little, and they're the LDLs, they're like little green wheelie bins that we have on the side of the road. So as it drives around your body, it picks up the 2 green wheelie bins, because we don't want you having any reading greater than 2. So it picks that up and then takes it off to your liver, and your liver processes it and excretes it as bile. If you have too much LDLs, then what happens is, I think of this truck not being able to take the full load, so that's when your plaques become spongy. If you don't have enough HDLs, or you don't have enough of a fat truck, because maybe you live a low activity lifestyle, then your body doesn't have enough of an opportunity to get rid of the LDLs. What's important is exercise. Exercise will actually increase your HDL, so it'll give you more of the good cholesterol. So it'll be able to clear more of the bad stuff away. The way we lower our LDLs, we've got two options. One is by changing our diet, or ultimately, like we talked about before, was taking the tablets which your cardiologist or your GP will put you on. There is some dietary choices that you can make. So if we can eat more fruit and veggies, more of the fish oils, take the skin off our chicken, or cut some of the extra bits of fat off our steaks and before we put them on the barbecue, or any of our extra meat. Maybe have a higher fibre diet. They're all things that will help to improve our cholesterol. Things that will make it worse is obviously the more fried food that we have, the more food that's actually cooked in oils. The more processed foods, they all tend to be very high in what we call saturated and trans fats, which will contribute to that increase in the LDLs. So some of the other things that we can do is change how we cook things, and maybe microwave them, steam them, grill them. I know some of my Aboriginal friends, they boil their sausages to get some of the oils out of it. Some of the other options that we have is to maybe not drink as much soft drinks. And one of the other options that you have is to seek some extra, when you're in the hospital, get some extra information from one of the dietitians in the hospital. Or if you're back at your local AMS, some of you will have a dietitian that visits from time to time.